All right, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining Order My Gear's live session today. We're so glad that you could find some time in your very busy day to join us for about 30 minutes or so. I'm Lauren Z. I'm on our product marketing team here at OMG, and I will be kicking off today's session before passing it over to our resident online store experts, Emily and Colin, here in just a minute. I do see that we have a good mix of existing OMG customers as well as some fresher faces on the call. So, welcome to everyone. This call will be recorded and shared out following today's session. So, be on the lookout if you did not get a chance to attend, or maybe have someone on your team that could not attend. All right, so we are going to spend the next 30 minutes or so sharing some of our favorite best practices that are both proven and backed by internal OMG data on how you can build online stores that actually stand out from your competition and what they're doing today, help you drive more sales and improve that average order value on those sales, and of course, how you can simplify your operations on the back end so you can be as efficient as possible. So, whether you are brand new to online stores or maybe you're using another store provider today, if you are in the business of selling branded merchandise and you want to take your stores to the next level, you are in the right place. So, without further ado, I'll hand it over to Emily and Colin to walk us through today's content.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Emily Birch. I'm a Senior Client Success Manager here at Order My Gear. I've been here about 2 years.
And my name is Colin Browning. I'm a principal account executive working with new logo accounts, and I've been here for around 3.5 years. And during that 3.5 years at OMG, I've seen us go from a pop-up solution only to now this ecosystem of products. It's a little bit about Order My Gear. We are a solution that can help distributors, suppliers. I think one of the graphics we have up on the screen here in a couple slides is websites, product search, online stores, order management, really anything that a distributor needs to do online sales that will help them deliver their product to their customers, as well as suppliers. So we're really connecting the order flow once an end user decides to place an order. We're trying to unite the ecosystem and get you guys the stuff you need. But on today's call, we're going to talk about the edge that you can have with your online stores and your customers in 4 categories, or 4 specific areas of Order My Gear stores. If Perfect. So the 4 areas we're going to be focusing on are pop-up company, so your simple stores that can be up in minutes, to your robust programs that are typically going to have inventory levels, multiple vendors involved, maybe some account balances, and several different purchasing powers on the storefront, to redemption stores that might be incentive based or end of year, like event driven style storefronts where people need to get in and redeem their stuff as a way to say thank you. And then as a subset of these storefronts, print on demand, which can be for a variety of reasons, but make you extremely agile and really be solutions first type of distributor, decorator, dealer.
Great. This next section, we're really going to focus on the look and the feel of your storefronts. I think a lot has changed over the last 5-7 years when it comes to e-commerce, and what our consumers are expecting from their shopping experience is a lot different than it used to be. This next slide, we have a few of the very popular e-commerce retail-like experience sites. So your Dick's Sporting Goods, Target, IKEA. You'll notice that all these stores offer different products, but they all feel very curated. They have shopping navigation. They have categories and subcategories. It's not just a wall of products. It is very consumer friendly. It's there to make a good experience for their shoppers. And that's really what we're trying to do here at Order My Gear. This next slide is going to show what an Order My Gear store can look like in its full capabilities. So this is with a premium store layout. You'll be able to see there's like the header, there's image blocks that help guide the shopper to exactly where you want them to shop. There's mid-page banners, there's text box. We try to make these templates as easy as they can be to build and then as easy for the consumer to shop versus some other providers who provide a wall of products. Really what you see there is just a list of items, and that can be overwhelming for the shopper. It's not the best experience for them when they go on there. It's just t-shirt after t-shirt after t-shirt. You want it to feel like they're shopping at Dick's Sporting Goods, like they've gone to Target.com. You want it to feel very much the same because it helps give that consumer confidence when they're shopping, and essentially they do end up spending more. How much more? So in Q2 alone, a premium store layout did about $445 more than a standard store layout. That's about 9% more sales in Q2. Overall, it's about 20% higher sales and 10% more orders when you do a layout that's a little bit more premium. And there's things that you can do on your storefront that align with what they see in the market that's going to help boost your average order volume. So that's going to be enabling Klarna. So buy now, pay later is huge, especially with Gen Z and millennials. It's their preferred way of checking out. Breaks that payment into 4 even payments for them that they can pay over time. It's pretty much going to be expected on your stores, and you're leaving money on the table when you don't offer this feature. Product bundles, so that's not just your required bundles, uniform bundles, new employee kit bundles. It's providing a bundle of items that you're suggesting the customers shop. So that can be an optional purchase like a spirit wear bundle, new parent bundle, new hire bundles. These are optional purchases on top of your normal required purchases that can help increase your items per order and help increase your average order volume. We also have abandoned cart notifications. So just a little pop-up that shows up if someone hasn't completed their transaction. Order My Gear, abandoned cart rate is extremely low. It's about 22% versus e-commerce, which is at 70%. So most people that go to the store, they're adding products to the cart, they're checking out. And then trending products, so you can have featured products on your premium store layouts. Those have higher sell-throughs. So traditionally, they're about 9% of the orders on or items on a store, but we're seeing them be about 15% of the sales. Also, free shipping and threshold coupons. So offering those on your store, it's very aligned with what you see in traditional e-commerce, especially that free shipping threshold coupon. That's another one reason people shop online. I do curl math. Everyone does curl math. They're like, if I buy this one t-shirt and that covers the cost of shipping, then this t-shirt is free. So that is a true analysis that goes through my mind and will go through consumers' mind as well. So utilizing those coupons is going to help increase how much they're spending on your store.
And like Emily said, there's a lot of things that nowadays are expectations. Some things that you need to enable and be prepared to enable on your storefronts to boost average order volume. And we'll go through a few of those. So these store solutions are all about removing barriers from that are in your way from your customers making a purchase. So in those first couple of slides, we've talked about converting, like what is pleasing on the eyes, what gets them to the cart. Now, these are some ways that you can get the cart size as large as possible. Value adds, things that you can enable or that will remove barriers that are blocking them from making their purchase. There are so many opportunities to do one or many of these purchase options in case the end user company is paying for a free t-shirt on a purchase order, but you also want to allow someone to pay with credit card, Stripe linked Apple Pay or Google Pay on the storefront. So there are so many to list here, Klarna being one of them, Stripe linked Apple Pay and Google Pay, but just know that our storefronts can handle a multitude of ways, and our team can definitely advise on how to strategize the opportunity, but also what solution makes sense. Some of these are available on our company store platforms, which are more robust, while a lot of them are available on our pop-up stores. So
And I'll just add the goal of your store should be how quickly can you get someone to your store, shop, select their items through like a bundle, and then check out. So that's with like Apple Pay. They're not having to get up and re enter their information. So, how quickly can they get from I visited the store, I found my product, and now I've checked out?
So as a technology provider, we ask ourselves, what is one of the biggest ways we can remove barriers from our distributors and the shoppers that are trying to make purchases? I think this speaks for itself. Just enabling Klarna. Think about just turning on a feature on an already existing storefront opportunity, a book of business that just increases the average order value by 63% and 45% higher purchase frequency over the average consumer. That we have some stats like in 2026, a quarter of all e-commerce purchases are going to be done this way. Not necessarily because they have to break it up into 4 payments. It's either more pleasing or it's very convenient because a lot of information is saved in Klarna and you can make future purchases that way. It it is mind blowing because I think Emily and I can agree that this wasn't like our favorite thing when it first came out. We didn't see this being as massive as it is, but I can't imagine a better way to increase your sales by 63% than just turning on Klarna. And then we want to touch on redemption stores briefly because this is a great way to change the medium of exchange for multitude of reasons. The end user customer wants to give back to their clients, but make it as easy as possible. No one wants to fill out a lot of information or see products that they don't have access to. The redemption stores are very robust in the fact that a individual user gets their clean experience. They have one product to redeem or many products to redeem. They can go on and make a selection and check out easily. We also have some ways to create custom codes. Instead of it being a random string of numbers that can be easily mistyped, you can have multi-use codes that say holiday 2025 um, that will direct them, and it can be one per user. So a ton of flexibility there. And as we're getting into the holidays, this is probably going to become the more popular style of store that we have on our platform. Now, those are ways to increase order size, but we're talking about after you've gotten the sales, how you're going to fulfill orders faster. We want to touch on something a more recent partnership as of 2025, print on demand, which is really, really changing the game. Now, normally there are a lot of barriers to entry for a company store. Most people have a specific number in mind when it comes to minimum spend or minimum users, like people that you will have access to. This removes a lot of those barriers. So just some high level things, 12,000 products from a multitude of suppliers, which we'll show in a second. Quick turnaround. Like the SLA on this print on demand program is 5 days. So that is sourcing the product, printing, and fulfilling the product in 5 days. And this is hands off for any of you that are running this store. So here's a couple of the suppliers, some big players that you're familiar with, like Sanmar, SNS, and Alpha, but Momentech brands, and that is like Augusta and the lines underneath that, AS Color, JDS, and as of recently, we're adding Koozie Group, so that'll cover a lot of the hard goods. So not just t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, but sporting goods, hard goods, cups, pins, tumblers, and a multitude of decoration garments. So whether you're a distributor that can lean on every single one of these, or a decorator that just wants to outsource a piece of it, whether there be engraving or UV direct to film for hard goods, you don't have to necessarily do that in house. You can lean on a network of decorators. And this is all through Stalls. Our partnership with Stalls Fulfill Engine, they have a network of about 12 decorators that have focused a part of their warehouse, a part of their resources to invest in the same decoration machines, the same software, so that consistency, no matter where you're ordering from in the United States, is good across the board. So very powerful stuff that you can use and really run a store for anyone. It severely lowers the barrier to entry just to engage with this client in a store opportunity.
I think everyone is looking for new avenues of growth, and a combination of a print on demand store and a redemption store for holiday, I think, is one of the best ways to achieve that. Being able to open one of these stores that you're not having to fulfill, worry about getting it by Christmas, having those new avenues and just sending it out to customers now or in the next month or so and be like, hey, we can do this store for you. It's zero lift on your side. Orders will get there by X date as long as they're ordered, 10 days before. I think it's just a huge area for growth, and I don't see why a company would say no.
Yeah, and we hear all the time that, I have customers asking for this, but there are so many challenges, or I just don't think they're going to spend enough. Now, while you want them to spend as much as possible, it really doesn't matter what they spend because you're not worried about losing wasted efforts. The juice is worth the squeeze on these storefronts. And then if they start spending a ton, maybe move them to a more inventory program or batch ordering so you can save them time and money.
Awesome. So we've launched some new things inside the app. Advanced reporting inside Order My Gear pop-up, so you can easily see what's going on with your stores and which stores need to be reopened. So there's these two graphs that are over here that you see potential stores to relaunch. So this is going to list all the stores that you had open the previous year within that month and the next and the following month. You'll be able to see how much volume you did with them, the salesperson assigned to that store, and when it opened. And then if you click the little three dots by the sale code, it'll take you directly to that store where you can make your edits, copy the store, send it back out. If you know you didn't do very much, maybe you did like $500 and you're like, all right, what could I do to help this store? What are things that we could do to help increase the store volume on that? That's when it's a great time to connect with your client success manager or with support to get some suggestions on how to grow those orders. And I think a lot of things that we talked about today, like maybe we move that store to a Fulfill Engine store. Maybe we add Klarna. Maybe we do a bundle and a free shipping threshold coupon. Those are all things that we would suggest when looking at stores with like lower volume. And then the next one is your active store. So being able to see how people are interacting with your store while it's live is so important. And this insight that you're given is going to list all your open stores, how many orders you've had with them, how many page views, and then how many users have visited that store. So you'll be able to see like maybe I have 500 visitors and 800 page views, but 4 orders, like that should be a red flag to you. That should tell you, hey, I need to go into this store. I need to do something to entice them to shop. Store layout. Is my store layout too confusing? Are all the items exactly the same? Do I have a wall of products? Like what is happening on this store that I'm not getting conversion? So those are 2 graphs that we can turn on for you. Order My Gear support can get those turned on. Your client success manager can have them turned on. Because beyond this, there are some additional advanced analytics too that we have launched too. So I know they'd want to get on a call and just go through that with you in more detail. All right. So seamlessly connecting to your solutions. So one thing about Order My Gear is we are here to play well with others. So that's been a big focus of ours this last, say, 2 years. We may not focus on, being a ShopWorks, but we want to make sure that we can integrate with your ShopWorks and your shop management tools and your accounting tools as seamlessly as possible. So we do have our new ShopWorks integration that is in open beta. You can get that turned on. We have solution engineers here that can help you with that integration, so you're not alone getting that turned on and testing those orders. Beyond ShopWorks, there is our new pop-up store API. So with that API, like I said, all we're trying to do is make it as easy as possible to connect Order My Gear into your preferred solution. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We don't want to be the best at 12 different things. We want to be the best at online stores, the best looking stores, the quickest building stores, all of these things. And then we want to integrate with your solution that you already have in place that works with multiple parts of your business. We're here to make it seamless for you. So check out that API under your integrations and your dealer settings. If you have questions about that, reach out to support as well. They'll connect you with someone to get the help you need. And then inside the app, inventory management, something that we have. We have supplier inventory thresholds. So before your store even launches, you can set these thresholds. So if you are working with Adidas and you're worried about those items overselling, you can set those thresholds so that any Adidas product variant that falls below this unit, so if you want it to be 5 units, 10 units, whatever you're comfortable with, that variant will fall off your store. So you can get ahead of inventory before your store launches and ensure that you have the inventory you need, and that if it falls below that you're not in a world of hurt of trying to replace the item. And then after the store is launched, we do have a new filter on the product report that you can add your your inventory to see how much inventory is available in that variant. So if you a large, small item and you sold 15 and there's 150 on stock, you know just looking at this report that you'll be good to fulfill this order. So it kind of shows the whole cycle of like, before the store launches, and the supplier inventory thresholds and keeping those safe. Once the store launches, you're safeguarded there too, so you don't have to worry about things overselling. And then after the store closes, you're able to ensure that those items have stock available before you go to order them.
And all of these things that we mentioned, the strategies, the feature set, the resources that we put towards this, we aim to make you future proof. We hope that Order My Gear is also future proof with some of these resources. And I just want to share a few stats with you about Order My Gear that hope bring things into perspective. So while we transact a lot of dollars through the platform, a little over $1.5 billion a year, at $4 billion at this point, we also have so much supplier data. So we're curating and cleaning supplier data for suppliers and making that available to you. So Emily mentioned being able to see live inventories, product images, high quality things of that nature. This 735,000 products available across 500 suppliers. That makes it extremely easy for you to get that in front of your customer, um, mock those items up, mock those images up, and build stores efficiently. So we take all of this data, we give you insight. Emily and I do quarterly reports where we can talk about buying behaviors, what's selling well, trends that we're noticing on a scale here like a webinar. But also there's 150 OMGers and probably more towards 180 nowadays that are dedicated to helping you. So lean on us. We just showed a ton of different features, and how do you know which one's right for you and your customer? Lean on someone like Emily, like our support team. We do quite a few stores, 1.5 million storefronts to be exact, and we can make some recommendations. We may have seen it before, and we can certainly help drive some value for your customer. So, thank you.
Awesome. All right, so let's take a look and see if any questions came through in the chat. Looks like a few came in towards the end. We'll try to get through all of these in the next 5 minutes or so, but if we did not get a chance to get to your question, we will absolutely make sure to follow up after today's call and get you a response, or make sure to send you a help center link or anything that addresses your question. So I will just take it from the top here. First question is, does OMG still offer the cashback program?
We certainly do. So by having an Order My Gear account, you are automatically able to earn OMG cashback, which essentially is just us thanking you for doing more sales with Order My Gear in form of cashback payments paid out quarterly.
Yep. The more you grow, the more cash back in your pocket. So, awesome. Next question. Does OMG have landing pages? For example, if I needed to include multiple stores on a single link?
Yes, we still offer landing pages. We offer landing pages where you can link multiple stores onto one page. Those will all be individual stores. But yeah, that's still available within Order My Gear.
Yep. I don't think we displayed a sample store in the presentation today, but you can definitely go to ordermygear.com and check out our sample stores page, and you can see a few examples of landing pages there as well.
And something cool about landing pages is you can also link custom URLs or just a URL. So if you're wanting to link something even outside of Order My Gear, you could. You can also do that across your premium store layouts as well. So really directing and being a hub for your customer.
Yep. Love it. Fulfill engine question, will print on demand slash fulfill engine be available on your company store's solution in addition to pop-up as it is today?
That's a good question. I think it's definitely on the roadmap. It's something that we really want to enable customers to do. So we're taking our time being very deliberate because there are so many um, feature functionalities on the company store platform that we want to make sure play well with print on demand. So it's something to consider. And maybe Emily has some more insight.
Know about as much as I do.
Fair enough.
Definitely being explored, definitely a hot request. So we'll keep everyone posted as we get more updates. Let's see. I had to join the call late. What is the OMG Data Advisor program and how can I sign up? And can anyone sign up?
Yeah, anyone can sign up. I would reach out to your contact at Order My Gear. So whether that's in an AE like Colin or your client success manager, or just going straight to support. Support will always get you to the right person. Really what you're doing when you sign up for something like that, the data advisory program, is you're just getting some more data and insight into your stores. So those two graphs I went over plus a lot more, maybe more than you would ever want to know. Track it all.
Awesome. There are quite a few more questions in the chat. Due to timing, we do have to wrap here in just a moment, but we will make sure we see your questions and any feedback. We will make sure that we have an OMG contact reach out to you following today's webinar, hopefully by end of day, and if not tomorrow, to get you a response to some of those questions. But all great questions. I see a lot of Fulfill Engine questions, a lot of Klarna questions, and we have a lot of great materials on our website and on our help center. So I'll make sure that we get you the information that you're looking for so we can get you set up. All right, good deal. So thanks for joining the webinar. If you're looking to get started, so let's say you are an OMG customer today, absolutely feel free to reach out to your OMG contact if you want to learn more about our data program and getting set up there, or even if you want to learn more about getting integrated with our print on demand stores and self-fulfill engine stores. We can definitely get you set up very quickly, and the process is super quick and easy. And if you are newer to OMG, again, thanks for joining us today. Please contact a member of our OMG team if you want to learn more, if you want a demo of one of our solutions. And then also, please feel free to check out our website. There's a ton of really great resources there for you to learn. I highly suggest our Q2 online store benchmark report. It has a lot of juicy stats and metrics and just different tips and tricks for you to be able to grow your sales online. So that brings us to time. Thank you so much again for joining today. I hope it was beneficial and you leave today with some pretty great insights and takeaways. But we will be following up shortly if you ask one of a question in the chat. And other than that, have a great rest of your Tuesday.